strap in and we'll get real weird. Just kidding. So, I had a few White Claws already. If you couldn't tell. White Claw sponsor me. No, I'm just joking. Actually, no, I'm not joking. If they want to send me some beer or something, that'd be great. Halloween 2018. This movie was good, and I feel the same as pretty much all of my friends who mention that they like this movie, but they like it as a standalone movie, and I can see why. Because even though they're making Halloween Kills this year, I can see why I feel this, and I mean, I can see why they're going to make a sequel because of the ending and how they ended it in Halloween 2018. But I can see why people feel like this should have been a standalone film. And my opinion on it is that there's a lot of homages. There's so many homages to the whole entire franchise in the movies previous that it lacks a little bit of originality. Now, there is a little bit of originality, and they do bring a fresh take to the franchise. And I hope the only way that this sequel that they're doing the only way that that's going to even work at all is if they really take their original aspects to the first movie from 2018 and really like ramp them up in the new one, because there was too many homages. Now, I don't want to sound like a pretentious asshole who's just talking about how, there's too many, like, you need to have originality. But then when people are original, but here's the thing, there's a curse to the Halloween franchise when people start trying to take their original ideas and put them on screen. They don't execute very well, and when they don't execute well, the movie just fails. The movie fails, and we saw that with Rob Zombie's Halloween. He tried to do his own violent take, and he took his own Rob Zombie-esque themes and tried to put it in a Halloween film, actually 2 Halloween films, and he put it into the Halloween film, and it didn't work because there was so much unnecessary violence that didn't do anything for the story at all. And not only that, but there was, overall the whole film just felt discombobulated, and it was just it felt like it was just thrown together, like not much care. And well, let me get back to the 2018 version real quick before we go too much into the Rob Zombies version of this. But so in the 2018 one, there's some great, there's a great tracking shot that's like kind of like Halloween 2 from back in the day, and there's a lot of scenes where they just kind of like show like a glimpse of things where like that. It's almost like a rehashing or like it's basically, like I said, it's an homage to the previous films. And they did a very good job at paying homage to the previous films. And I think that, like I said, I think that they need to take the original aspects of the 2018 version and really ramp them up, because we will not see we will just get the same bullshit that we got in 2018 if they do it again and release it in Halloween Kills, and everyone's going to hate it. It's definitely going to be panned by critics if they don't do the originality. I'm telling you right now, if it's just an homage again, they're just going to say, oh, they're just doing it again, and this is it. They're just going to keep saying it's a cash grab, and we don't want a cash grab. We want original content. That's what the fans want. That's what the fans want to see right now. They don't want to see an homage to the previous films. They don't. You already did it, and you did it well, and they liked it, and I liked it, and most people did like it, but they want originality if you're going to make another movie. So heed my warning, filmmakers. Jason Blum, get your fucking hands off this movie. That's for goddamn sure. Dude, I hate Jason Blum, man. Okay, anyway, before I get into that rant, so Let's talk about Rob Zombie's Halloween again, because Rob Zombie's Halloween was so original and so outlandish and weird and violent, extra random violence that they didn't need in the movie, that it brought the film down. And it was definitely one of his worst movies. I personally really enjoyed it. I thought it was good for what it was, but it wasn't. I know that there's so many flaws with it. Like I know, and I can acknowledge the flaws, but like with that said, with like me saying that there's flaws, I still enjoyed the film as it is, even though there is flaws. Scout Taylor Compton, shout out to her, because she's amazing. I wish that she was in more things. She was great in that movie. That's where I kind of fell in love with her acting style, and I've seen her in some other things as well. And I met her at a convention, but she's great. She's a great person. She gives off amazing vibes. If you follow her Instagram, she's all about positive vibes, and she's just a great person overall. She's a great actress, and I think that she has the caliber to be in some really, really big things, and I wish more filmmakers would pick her up and cast her. No, with that said, I think the overall consensus with this movie, I think most people would agree that they should bring out the original aspects. They should maybe go out a little bit crazy, like Rob Zombie was trying to do, and just not have all the extra bullshit that he added in there. Like, he did his own take, but like he did a Rob Zombie take on it. Like when you watch Rob Zombie, you're like, you know what to expect, and he gave you exactly what we were expecting when we watch a Rob Zombie movie. That's exactly what we're expecting. Crazy, stupid violence that probably has no point to be in the movie. Some campy ass fucking acting bullshit that, maybe it's not the greatest, but he just has like a certain vibe that he brings to a movie, and you can tell for sure. And that was a downfall for him, because he tried to do that with the Halloween franchise. And one of the things that Halloween does well, especially in the first film, is the lack of violence, the lack of things. There's like a mysterious aspect to it where it draws you in. And that's what's scary. It's the unknown and the mysterious aspects of things. It's not necessarily, like there's a big knife and they're just like slice. Like, no, it's an Alfred Hitchcock move where things aren't what they seem on the surface, and you don't really see like a bunch of gory mess. You kind of you see a bunch of, you get a lot of the mysterious aspects of things, and they leave things to the imagination a lot in the first Halloween movie, and that's what makes it scary, because you're thinking that's what happens. But if you actually watch that movie, there's not a lot of violence. And that's what makes it good. So they did make the 2018 one pretty violent and pretty graphic, and I actually enjoyed that. I just hope that they don't take those parts and do too much in the sequel. I think the way that they did it was just enough where it was still subtle, but it was just enough to get us there, get us to that point, to get us to that the thing that we're craving, is to see Michael Myers wreak havoc all over the fucking place. That's what we want to see, and that's what they delivered. And they delivered with Jamie Lee Curtis, and I thought they did a very good job with her character. I wish that she had a little bit more of a part in the main story. Like, I wish that she was in it a little bit more, but overall, I think it was good. I'm glad that they brought her back. I'm glad that overall, the movie is great, and the acting was all great. The performances were all great. But if they don't take the original aspects of that film and put that in the sequel here in Halloween Kills, then it's going to come off as another homage, and it's probably going to seem pretentious. And that's something that Jason Blum knows a lot about. So I'm hoping that I think Blumhouse is still producing it, so I'm hoping that they don't ruin it. But I also had that same feeling when they were announced as the producer for the first one in 2018, and I thought that it was going to be horrible, especially because Danny McBride was one of the writers or one of the producers or whatever, and I thought they were going to try to make it too comedic, too much comedy was going to be in it, but they actually did a very good job. And Danny McBride's actually great. I don't know why I even had any doubt, but I'm glad that I believe he's returning for this new one too. So I'm really excited for it. I know a lot of people are still excited for it, and I just, like I said, please be original. Please be original.